For years, the balance of air power in South Asia has been shaped by a constant race between technology, numbers, and strategic partnerships. But after the intense aerial confrontations between Pakistan and India in May 2025, that race appears to have entered an entirely new phase. The Pakistan Air Force has now confirmed that it is preparing for one of the most ambitious modernization programs in its history, with multiple new procurements from China aimed at transforming its future combat capabilities. Among the planned acquisitions are additional J-10C multi-role fighters, upgrades for the JF-17 fleet, an unnamed long-range precision strike weapon, and most significantly, what is widely believed to be China's fifth-generation stealth fighter, the J-35. The announcement comes after a year of intense analysis surrounding the May 2025 clashes, which marked the first time Chinese-built Pakistani fighters and weapons were tested in a high-intensity confrontation against modern Indian Air Force assets. Those engagements drew global attention, particularly because they reportedly involved Pakistan's Chinese-supplied J-10C fighters operating against some of India's most advanced aircraft, including the Rafale. The results of those clashes remain heavily debated internationally, but one thing became clear afterward. Pakistan gained increased confidence in Chinese combat aviation technology. The performance of the J-10C especially appears to have reinforced Islamabad's belief that deeper integration with China's aerospace industry could provide a long-term strategic advantage. Now, attention is turning toward the aircraft that could redefine the region's air power balance entirely. The J-35. The J-35 was officially confirmed to have entered service with both the Chinese People's Liberation Army Air Force and the People's Liberation Army Navy in 2025. Developed as a lighter and more affordable counterpart to the larger J-20 stealth fighter, the aircraft was designed with export potential in mind from the beginning. For Pakistan, the fighter represents far more than just a technological upgrade. It would mark the country's entry into the fifth-generation stealth era for the first time. Rumors regarding Pakistani interest in the aircraft had circulated for years. In late 2023, the head of the Pakistan Air Force publicly stated that preparations were underway for the acquisition of Chinese fifth-generation fighters. By December 2024, several Pakistani media outlets reported that the government had approved the procurement of the J-35. However, officials later denied claims that a finalized contract had already been signed, suggesting negotiations and evaluations were still ongoing behind closed doors. Even without official confirmation, many analysts believe Pakistan is positioning itself to become the first export customer of the aircraft. What makes the J-35 so important is not simply stealth alone. Modern aerial warfare increasingly revolves around detection, sensor fusion, electronic warfare, and long-range missile engagements long before pilots visually see each other. The J-35 is believed to combine advanced stealth shaping, modern AESA radar technology, sophisticated electronic warfare systems, and long-range beyond visual range missile capabilities into a single platform designed specifically for network-centric combat. Compared to Pakistan's current fleet, the technological leap would be enormous. The Pakistan Air Force has traditionally relied on lightweight, single-engine fighters. Aircraft like the F-16 and JF-17 formed the backbone of the force for decades because they were relatively affordable to operate while still offering credible combat performance. Even the J-10C, although highly advanced, remains a 4.5-generation fighter rather than a true stealth aircraft. The J-35 changes that equation completely. Stealth fighters are not simply faster or more maneuverable aircraft. Their real advantage lies in reducing detection ranges and striking enemy aircraft before being targeted themselves. If integrated properly alongside airborne early warning systems, data links, and long-range missiles, the J-35 could dramatically enhance Pakistan's ability to challenge more heavily equipped opponents. At the same time, the acquisition would come with major challenges. Operating a fifth-generation fighter is vastly more expensive and complex than operating lightweight fourth-generation aircraft. Maintenance requirements, pilot training, infrastructure upgrades, stealth coding management, and logistics chains all become significantly more demanding. Pakistan's Air Force has historically prioritized maintaining larger squadron numbers through lower operating costs. Introducing the J-35 could force difficult decisions about fleet size and budget distribution in the future. Meanwhile, Pakistan's plans to continue expanding its J-10C fleet suggest the Air Force is not relying on stealth fighters alone. The J-10C has already become one of the most important aircraft in Pakistan's inventory. Equipped with modern Chinese avionics, AESA radar systems, and advanced PL-series air-to-air missiles, the fighter gives Pakistan a highly capable multi-role platform at lower operational costs than heavier Western fighters. The future of the JF-17 program also remains critical. Pakistan's announcement regarding upgrades to the fleet indicates that the aircraft is far from being phased out. Instead, the Air Force appears determined to keep the JF-17 relevant by improving avionics, radar systems, electronic warfare suites, and weapon integration. While older variants are increasingly viewed as outdated in modern air combat, upgraded Block 3 variants remain highly important because of their affordability and large-scale deployability. What is now emerging is a layered strategy. The JF-17 would continue serving as the affordable backbone of the force. The J-10C would act as the high-performance multi-role workhorse. And the J-35 would become the elite stealth platform designed for high-threat environments and first-day-of-war operations. But this modernization race is not happening in isolation. India is simultaneously pursuing its own next-generation air combat ambitions, including potential acquisitions of advanced fifth-generation fighters and long-term indigenous stealth programs. As both countries push deeper into advanced aerospace technologies, South Asia may be entering its most technologically competitive air power era since the Cold War. And if the J-35 eventually enters service with the Pakistan Air Force, it would not simply represent another fighter purchase. It would symbolize a fundamental shift in the region's aerial warfare doctrine, one where stealth, sensor dominance, and networked combat become the defining factors of air superiority in the skies over South Asia.